Welcome to qnawire.
We're asked about in a combined gas steam cycle, what is the energy source for the steam? Well, the energy source, I mean, it's a simple answer, and I'm not sure how much there is to expand on it, but the energy source for the steam is the waste energy in the exhaust of the combustion process. So basically, what we're doing in the combustion process, we have a cycle, that looks something like this in the TS diagram, right? And so when we're normally we'd be dumping heat out of here, right? Putting, this would be the combustion, and we're putting heat in from the combustion process, and then we're extracting some work, and we're dumping some heat, and then we're compressing again, and So the thing is that we're dumping this heat out, but in a gas turbine, um, this is at a very high temperature. So it's the exhaust basically coming out of the combustion that went through the turbine. And it's going to be at a really high temperature because we have a very high temperature turbine here. So it's basically like, the exhaust coming out of like that engine, right? It is very hot. And instead of just dumping that into the atmosphere, we can then take some of that exhaust or use that exhaust and then use it basically as a boiler. So what we're doing is in some senses we're basically using the condenser um, of the gas cycle as the boiler of the steam cycle. And you can kind of think of it that way. So instead of dumping the waste heat from the gas cycle into the atmosphere, we're using it as the boiler. So it'd be like using your automobile engine to boil water, right? So if you use the hot exhaust coming out of your out of the engine, and then pump that into a basically tried to or use that to heat up water. I don't know if you yeah you could probably I mean I don't know if you have enough energy to really boil it. Obviously you could eventually if you had an adiabatic, you just kept pumping energy into the water. But exactly basically what you're doing when you turn the heater on in your car is you're just using a heat exchanger and using some of the hot exhaust gases, not directly into your car, thankfully, but through a heat exchanger to heat up air that's then being used to warm the interior of your car. So again, you could think about using the exhaust gases from your car to boil some water if you wanted to. Now, obviously, it wouldn't make any sense to then try to put a steam turbine in your car and get any work out of it, but you'd have some hot water.